it is certainly a good day here on Welcome to Our Community as I get a chance to have a chat with Cecilia Tran Orango, who is a principal and director of communications at Thomas & Hutton Engineering Services. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
That is a big mouthful of a job title there. Tell us about what you do at Thomas & Hutton. We've all heard about the engineering firm.
Oh yeah, so I have been with the company for 24 years. I started as a summer intern.
Oh wow.
And
you grew up there.
I grew up there. I have grown up there, and 2 years ago, or maybe 3, they surprised me and changed the rules so that I could become a principal, a shareholder at the company, and that is something that is very rare in our field, in the engineering field. And so I was super excited because I am not a technical,
right.
I'm not a technical, I'm not a professional engineer or professional landscape architect or a professional surveyor or anything like that. But I did go and get certified. So I'm a certified professional services marketer, and that designation is specifically for marketers in the architect, engineering, construction industry. And that has been a great help in making sure, I have my continuing education credits and, it's continuous learning about our industry. And so, yeah, it's been great.
Well, tell me, you must be excited about this becoming the principal, which doesn't happen often for someone in your position. You must be doing something right.
Well, I will say the people at Thomas & Hutton have been great in being my mentors, in being my teachers. They're the ones that have kind of paved that way for me to work my way up to being a principal, and that's been great, and it's like mentorship is huge, and I've got a few mentors at the company who've been able to help me make sure that my path got me to where I am today, and so it's been great. And like I said, 24 years, it's a lot of learning, a lot of experimenting. I mean, I was working at the company during the Great Recession, and so being able to learn how to navigate that whole process and just making sure, marketing is important in our field because this allows the technical folks to focus on what they need to do, and it opens up while we, the marketers, do the storytelling for them. So, and marketing for architect, engineering, construction was considered unethical up until the 70s.
Right?
Yeah, so I mean, it's relatively a new, in our industry, and it was only because back then it was seen as, if your work speaks for itself. Right? Like it was considered unethical to showcase and market your services, and so
tell your story
tell your story. And then in the 70s, the group that I am a member of, it's Society of Marketing Professional Services. Once again, it is a professional society that's geared toward the architect, engineering, construction industry, and I will be incoming president of this organization. It starts my year starts September 1st, but this organization is mainly to make sure that the marketing functions well within the architect, engineering, construction world. And it's allowed me to learn how to be a better marketer and how to add value to the company.
Well, that is wonderful. I think about how times have changed because not so long ago, it was people would tell you if you needed an attorney, don't pick an attorney who is advertising on TV, and that has changed so much. Everybody advertises now.
Yes.
So it's amazing the changing times and the opportunities that come along with it. But you are doing so well that you were just recently named one of the top 100 influential women in Georgia engineering. Congratulations. What is that like?
Thank you. It was a huge shock actually this year to get it. This is my second time receiving this recognition, and I just think it's also one of those things where I have been wanting to make sure that marketing is promoted correctly within our industry, and the fact that we do bring importance and a strategic function to the architect, engineering, construction industry. And working at Thomas & Hutton, it's been beautiful because they've given me the freedom to be able to drive that process. And I could not work for a more supportive company that does that. So it's been such a huge honor. I'm on this list amongst engineers, city planners, like all. Sometimes I feel like, how did I get on this list?
Hard work.
But there's two of us. There's two marketers on that list, and we both belong in the Society of Society of Professional Marketing Services. Both of us are part of that group, and we're both certified professional service marketers. And so I think, that's great on our end in terms of thinking that you could never belong on that list, right? And to be able to be named and included in that list feels wonderful, and it feels like we are doing what we're supposed to be doing.
That sounds wonderful. And one thing that we're talking about with the changing of times too, when you look at that list too, there's so many women who are engineers, and that was practically unheard of. I know when I was growing up, all the girls were steered toward English and the arts, and the boys were supposedly the math and science people. But it's just amazing how it is opened up now for women, and we have to believe that some of that is due to all these STEM and STEAM programs that are geared toward girls and women.
Yes, and absolutely. And it's like times have changed. Before it was like the husband went to work.
Exactly.
The wives stayed at home, and and were responsible for the housekeeping and carting kids around. And it's not like that anymore, right? And so it's great to see these STEM and STEAM programs out there that are being offered at various schools, educating girls at an elementary school level, starting at an elementary school level to the high school, college, to get them to focus on you can become an engineer, you can design infrastructure that is necessary for us to live a good quality life. And I do want to say that there were 4 other women from Savannah that were also honored on that list, and they all work over at the city of Savannah, and they're female engineers, and so I'm so proud of all of them, and they're all good friends of mine as well.